Hello and welcome. Uh, I'm Kevin Brayer, aka Arknight's Shadow, uh, joined by my good friend and master of Iyslander, Mezzo. Um, Planning to stream some Flesh and Blood for you all today, featuring the new Shadow Rune Blade Vynnset Iron Maiden. I've been kind of curious how Vynnset is going to feel into uh, you know the ice disruption, but B into an arcane based hero. Uh, and I know that Mezzo has their deck tuned up to uh, address the what we think the meta is going to be looking like going forward. Uh, Mezzo, would you care to say hi?
Hello, everyone. I'm excited. I'm interested. I've heard lopsided things about this matchup. I don't want to say in which direction until I actually get some games in because I'm very curious.
Me as well. I think the thing I'm most intrigued by is whether Dyadic Carapace seems to be the correct choice, or if the uh, or if Tunic ends up feeling uh, feeling like a necessary evil still, in the sense that we need it to make sure we're not just constantly vulnerable to uh, Coronet Peak. Um, I also, this iteration of the deck that I'm on, I put together more to. I really wanted to lean into Nebula Blade and trying that a bit more. So we're a little heavier on Envelop in Darkness, and giving us a really nice two resource thing to do after we envelop, or incantation with rune gate attack and go again. Um, that said, Iyslander is certainly not going to let us execute on that game plan the way we want, but all the same, it'll still be really good information to have. So, and also, I'm specifically not actually running Nebula Blade, is the ultimate irony, but we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, Flail seems quite good when I just don't really have equipment I'm comfortable blocking with.
Yeah, agreed. And just it not actually costing resources into the face
Mhm.
of ice disruption seems additionally valuable. Um, all right, well, this is a pretty fine start, I think. Um, Obviously, we're not going to be subjected to any terrible disruption this turn. Um, the there's a there's a pretty good chance that I should have sided out uh, the widespread destruction that's in my hand, um, just because it's tough to actually, or it's a little tougher to get value out of banishing Icelander's arsenal when most of it can be played at instant speed anyways. Um, the other unfortunate vulnerability is uh, Runeblood
Starting turn
Incantation.
triggers.
Yes, 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 yes. Um, Runeblood Incantation can be punishing into ice, but at the same time, it's so good for what we're trying to do. It might just prove to be a necessary evil.
My hand isn't great here. It's literally the very beginning of the game, though. So I think I'd just like to tax you a blue and try to get this insidious chill down, get some breathing room.
Okay, so we're gonna have 3 frostbites. and it is very inconvenient that we arsenaled blue and drew none.
Uh-oh.
Um, but it's okay because we're going to hit the threshold to be able to play Phantom Wraith, um, or at least we hope. I think I need to just eat this particular batch of damage though. All right. So notably, the Vynnset first ability is a start of turn trigger, uh, and not. Oh well, it might be coded a little differently because I see the incantation um, is on the chain,
Oh,
uh,
interesting. Yeah.
but it might just be the way they needed to code it. But notably, Iyslander cannot interact while we are choosing what to banish for the turn.
Yeah.
But now that we've chosen, we get our chant. Ooh, okay. So we're going to end up with 4 frostbites here, which is solidly more than I'm comfortable with. Um, but fortunately, we're not actually going to have to pay the cost of Phantom Wraith, so we can pitch the rest of our hand to break the frostbites and take advantage of the rune chance, negating the actual base card cost.
There's no on hit, there's no go again. I'd love to get Illuvian value, but I also don't want you to have a 5-card hand next turn, so I think I'm going to end up eating a significant chunk of damage here.
Hey Chase, how's it going? Did the That was interesting. Did it
Hmm.
stack the did it put the so the rune chants popped before the frostbites? Is that what happened?
That's what it did, yes.
Okay. But normally I would get to choose order.
Uh, I'd have to check the wording on Frostbites. I believe you get to choose the order because you control both.
Okay, that makes sense. And I'm out of resources, so we're gonna pass.
Turn cycle is pretty awkward for me because I drew not enough resources. It's just a coronet pass for me.
Okay. Um, so we're going to have 2 chants to start, and notably, we've got an envelop in arsenal, so we'll be able to make sure that the Deathly Whale is rune gateable. I think we do need to pay 1. And I think. Nope, never mind. That cannot possibly be the correct decision because I don't have uh,
But that
another blood debt in this hand. So I think we'll go.
getting the third chance would be interesting then if you don't have an envelop.
The envelop is in arsenal.
Ah, that'll do it.
All right, so widespread is our pick for the turn. Another chant from incantation, and we love to not be Channel Lake Frigided in response to the incantation. That's for sure.
Good set.
think because we're going to be coming in with a clean 3 rune chance, I am going to opt to pay to make sure that it's not just great Constellus value on our attack.
So this is incredibly awkward because you've managed to catch me without a blue in Arsenal.
Ooh.
But I guess I shouldn't say that before you pick whale or destruction.
Uh, no, I think that true, but I'm definitely leading on the whale,
Mm.
because with the mob skies active, this gives you the opportunity to block in such a way that I can get enough chance, break the chain, and follow up with destruction this turn. But the other destruction first does not afford me that same chance. All right, Iron Rock Gauntlet, putting in some work. Okay. And yeah, there's no way this isn't worthwhile.
Yeah, it's just always connecting.
Yeah. And we pass Prio with floating resources, which we like. Okay, this is where things get a little less fun for a moment.
You have 3 chance. You're fine. I'm also
True.
fusing with another another red,
Another.
which I hate.
Yeah,
These hands are very strange so far.
with Winter's Bite. Okay. So let's see. We can. Oh, this is very cool. So we're going to pay 2 for the chill trigger, and then we're going to AB 4 on the Ice Vein, which,
Oh, because
thank
the
you,
grimoire.
Grimoire of the Haunt.
Yeah, that's very, very, very good.
Yeah.
Maybe this turn I get Constellus value. 5 chance. Dear, oh my.
This is an interesting decision point because, well, okay. I suppose if it was any. Well, no. I'm interested in your thoughts on this. So, the card in my hand is Shadow Puppetry. So,
Mm-hmm.
I can obviously play the puppetry into one of my attacks. But as soon as that puppetry hits play, you know that I am without resources for anything.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, do you agree that I should probably play this more conservatively and lob one of my attacks and arsenal the shadow puppetry?
Absolutely.
Okay,
Um, if you play Shadow Puppetry here, I will absolutely break Striders and stride in this Ice card in my hand
gotcha. That makes sense.
because you just have no recourse at that point, and then this Aether Hail would be worth 4 plus the 2 blood debt plus the 3-ish value that your puppetry is like is just so worth it.
Gotcha. Okay, that makes sense. I also, let's see. So we're not going to have an incantation counter for next turn. So I think we need to make Deathly Wail the attack. Just so that we can threaten more chance.
Yeah, you're gonna get him.
Oh man, got overcast outside and now it's dark in my office. I'm gonna turn my light on real quick.
Gotta get a ring light, Kevin.
Apparently, it's stream number one. Working through the edges, rough around the edges.
Don't love my life deficit here.
Uh, I agree with that. This feels like exactly where I want to be, especially in a world where I have access to AB4.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so this
I
is
have seen
going to be.
exactly one threat this game, I should point out.
Yeah, you've only done a singular ice vein up to this point.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I think I. Hmm, actually, I'm going to. No, that's the same difference. So we'll pitch our blue Phantom Wraith. And this one will make us a little sad.
That's the plan.
Um, that said, I don't think we had a way to play around this inevitability. Um, or eventuality, I suppose. So we're going to pay, and Mezzo is going to be delighted.
Oh, I'm ready. Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Very good. Very good. So I have bad news. And by bad news, I mean great news.
Oh, and the heart pitch, no less. Such value. All right. So things are gonna get a little pricey. Fortunately, we did. Let's see. So this will cost an additional 2, which means we are not puppetry into flail this turn.
Mm-hmm. Let me get my 2 damage in.
Uh,
What?
you just don't want to do it yet
Why not?
because of Deathly Delight's text being, when the combat chain closes, gain life equal to the number of heroes who have lost life this turn. And if you do it now, I will gain a life for your trouble.
Touche. Okay, I will wait until the chain closes to swing moon. That's a very interesting observation. Am I willing to go 15 below 16? Ugh, it's a huge life deficit. You're gonna need to keep blues if you want to do anything next turn. Let's play a little aggressively. I need to push damage. You're still 31.
Makes sense.
You also are going to next turn with 0 chance, so there's a good chance this widespread is stuck in your banish for yet another turn. Every turn that's there, I'm very happy.
I believe that. Alright, we can prevent one and take the other two. Aha!
Once again, fusing with a red. I promise I'm playing 42 blues.
So they say. This is a bit of a rough spot. And by a bit, I mean very.
But Arcane Barrier
Interesting.
4.
True, and interestingly, I think that is my best recourse with this
Yeah,
hand full of
nothing. Yeah, that makes
no
sense.
resources. Um, yeah, and I can't even flail. So we will just pass with the shields down. Okay. Banish. We're going to lose another card from this effect as well. Um, this is a very brutal series of turns. Um,
Yeah, I definitely feel like I've started to stabilize in this game after that kind of rough start.
the discarding of a red envelop in darkness. Probably also very delightful for Iyslander to see. Alright.
Ice cards, baby.
Hmm.
I mean, if you want to have a turn at all next turn, you cannot pitch to this because you'll have to banish 1 to Vynnset, and you'll need another card for pitch, right?
Right.
So this is near unblockable damage.
Yes. Agreed, and I will take my bit of lumps. The channel lake sticking around this long is definitely rough. That said,
You have any actions you can take this turn with only 1 chant?
yes,
Oh, interesting.
this is ironically the best purpose that Quill Hand is serving, is allowing me to do this without just completely being shields down from here on out.
So that'll put you to 3. Even if I give you a second frostbite, you have 2 resources.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. Well, now I have a curious decision. Yeah. What in the world?
What's that?
I don't like the card I drew off of Polar Blast.
Oh. No worries, though. It doesn't. It has dominate, so surely it must be good. Um, and theoretically, I would love to play the Shadow Puppetry that I've had in Arsenal for a while. But since Channeling Frigid is still around, even just playing this Deathly Whale is going to consume all of our remaining resources. Ah, okay. I have taken far too much damage from this widespread destruction. Oh,
Also, don't have AB4 anymore.
that is true. which makes this yellow Aether Ice Vein look awfully red.
I don't want to hear
Okay.
too many complaints. You're up 11.
No complaints from me. Uh,
Channel 8 also going away this turn.
which is very important, but I'm also going to lose my whole hand.
About half of it.
Um, hmm. This is where we see the delta between a 3-cost rune gate and a 2-cost rune gate feeling infinite at times. Um, but also, chill being down is very, very good. I wonder if I wonder if there's a world where I kind of just punt on this whole hand. We'll be through the worst of the disruption. Hmm. So we're going to discard a redundant puppetry.
I do want to point out we've seen 0 red ice veins yet.
Yeah. And here, now that seems incorrect as well. Uh, so if I AB 3, and we just give up the card in hand for a chant and to move into the next cycle without all of your disruptive pieces already on board. I think we're going to do that. So if I do one. Actually, sorry. Crap. Uh, thank you. Sure, we'll just move back around
Fair.
and try again. Hmm. This instance, I don't think I try and flail here because it's pretty easy for you to have like one redundant card in hand or one extra card to
Mm-hmm.
just eat it, and then even my 2 cost rune gate targets are off the table for the next turn, so
I
I'm
tend
just
to
going
agree.
to pass.
It's very common for Iyslander to have spare cards in hand, or like not be able to use a full hand, I should say. This is not one of those cases. Mm-hmm.
Ruh-roh.
Trying to decide if I should fuse it or not. I only have one ice card in hand. Don't. I guess I'm supposed to suspect at this point that you might have Go Again in Arsenal. It's hard. So my only ice card in hand is Blizzard, or I can Arsenal something damaging and just give you 3 Frostbites. Constellus will be up next turn, which means that Storting is just blue for 8 value. It's like instant speed Wounded Bolt.
Instant speed wounded bull.
I think I'm ultimately supposed to Arsenal this Blizzard. It's just a good safety valve to stop you from doing too much next turn.
Well, stop me from doing too much next turn, it shall. Hmm. Here we're going to opt to banish not another Blood Debt card since we're locked out of a play this turn anyways.
So I'm probably gonna get punished for Arsenal this Blizzard then. I'm getting very punished for Arsenal this Blizzard. Is that just a no blood debt hand?
It had one. I just did not want to accrue additional,
Gotcha.
and both of them were 3s, not 2s.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Well, this is very good for you. regretting not arsenaling that Emeritus. Again, 0 red ice veins.
Hmm. I don't think I'm in the market for paying for that at the moment.
So I have an honest question here. Is this Shadow Puppetry worth it? You know I have Blizzard in Arsenal. I fuse to Vynnset. You
Um,
also...
there's a world where I can just pay though,
It's true.
and even though widespread ruin is probably the better attack in this scenario, I am very unconfident in my ability to have 3 chance again at the start of
Yeah,
next
it's
turn.
very fair.
Plus, I suppose the shadow puppetry kind of gives it a little bit of the same effect, anyways. And now here we're just gonna take our lumps. Still throwing out 10 damage that needs to be respected.
For sure. Actually, hold on. I need to change my pitch card here. I should be arsenaling this Ice Bolt.
That. This. No. Well, theoretically, I would love to banish a Phantom Wraith, but without a way to generate the chance for follow-up, we will pass. Alright.
Interesting.
Agreed. I don't love making this play, but
Gonna take 2 blood debt too.
down to 16. Getting to the scary zone. Though, interestingly, the fact that I feel like I've been fairly resource light for several hands in a row makes me think that when we get down to the bottom of the deck, I'm going to have. I'll be able to adequately defend myself for the most part.
That's true. I have an interesting question though. and you have a turn with 0 rune chance.
I respect it.
So this is destroying all 4 and dealing 4 arcane to you.
That's pretty good. We will. Hmm. I knew that was there, and I should not have played the mobs guys.
I think technically you didn't know it was there. So
Oh wait, no, that's true, because
you
you
you saw
pitched
it
and
because
then
I
unpitched it.
mispitched.
Right.
Right. But in a correctly played game, you don't know that's there.
True.
And I think the
So
cities are
actually, I think
moved.
so. What
Go
I
ahead.
what I should have done, and if we could rewind to it, I think it makes sense. So obviously I need to account for at least a frostbite worth of tax to whatever I'm doing. And the
Yeah.
only way I can do literally anything on this turn is if I AB2 instead of 3 into that scour and keep the blue.
Okay. I will let you rewind if I don't pitch away this red Aetherysian for no reason.
Okay. Seems fair. So we will prevent 2. Ditch a whale. Take 1.
And then I get punished with my next hand, but I didn't know that.
Turns out Crown of Providence does not do a whole lot against you as well.
No. This is a weird Iyslander list, though. Straight up not playing Bully, which... Oh yeah, you can play that from hand. How about that?
Mm-hmm. Similar to last time when we were talking about
Yes.
timing, there I feel like there's probably a pretty reasonable world where uh, have you? No, you haven't
Hmm?
mooned me at this turn.
I
Oh,
have not.
but you can do it with Constellus.
Correct.
Right. Okay. So yeah, this one you want to do while I'm still in the combat chain because you can potentially make me put another blood deck card out there. Since Ruin does not need to hit.
Interesting. Yeah, I guess you always have the option to turn it on for yourself with Flail, but that's a good point. If you go up to 4 blood debt, I'm happy about that.
Can't pitch. Chain link was closed. Uh, Hmm. Well, I feel like I'm already low enough that this follow-up doesn't have downside, and if anything, I desperately need the rune chant so that I can actually have a shot at not just being dead next turn. Mauve skies. Sometimes you get lucky.
You have guaranteed a rune gate next turn. I never have a good instant priority window to play Brain Freeze and take away Mauvrin from you. Get all those cards available.
We're doing stuff. It's gonna be great.
Oh, and a whale too. That's go again. Yep. Results.
Okay. Oh, thanks, Bryce. See you later. Um, okay, so I'm not really sure that we have anything resembling a real out at this point.
No.
Um,
You have one card in hand, and you'll have 3 blood debt at the end of this turn.
so we need to put on the teeny little bit of pressure. It is incredible thinking about it at this point how so I think you forced me to pitch a revel to a peak at some point and then possibly discard another one that those turns where you had all the heavy disruption uh, turned off two different potential revel turns that could have been double rune gates, but not one single turn in this game did I play 2 rune gates in the same turn.
I definitely messed up. I should have AB'd one more of those rune chants, but I don't think it will affect the outcome of the game. Specifically, I should have held up one resource to threaten Striders without pitching an additional card, but you didn't commit your last card in hand, so I think I'm just gonna let you go to 2 off of Blood Debt. And then this is lethal.
Rip me. Joke's on you. Activate Grimoire. I'm so eloquent that I'm dead. Whew. That the 3 turns of CLF backed by Crown and or Coronet Peak and the Insidious Chill. My average value per turn was 5.
That's okay. Mine was 4.08.
just wizard things. Just wizard
Just
things.
wizard things. Winning the game with 4 value per turn.
All right. So I will say the access to the AB fort was kind of nice. Gave me a bit of a ripcord, and flail not actually costing resources to use was relevant a couple times. Um, I think I'm gonna go with the same loadout, and we'll just run it back and see how things go. Um,
Conversely, I'm not entirely sure that is a Blizzard matchup, and I think I do want hexes in based on how slow that game went.
I could definitely see that. I think that matchup in particular feels like one where, so currently I'm only on red read the runes in the list, but uh, for the times where it's like kind of pulling a ripcord through the disruption, just having something like a read the runes more frequently to make sure that I'm doing something the following turn seems like it'd be quite valuable. Uh, oh, there we go. Turns out you can't run 4 weapons. Okay. Well, this is certainly a hand. Um, um, interesting. I don't feel like I want to give you a chance to filter your hand. Although I can potentially like threaten every card in your hand if you don't want to take damage this turn. So that being the banish choice feels fairly safe.
Me being a fuse deck, I think generally you don't want to let me filter,
That's
um,
fair.
because
I
more than any other deck, I have something to gain from getting to replace a card or two.
true. Um, I also don't know. In my brain, I was like, oh, I can definitely, still RuneGate this widespread ruin if I don't have it in banish, right? But it turns out that is not how math works. Um, hmm. So I suppose we could just end here with an effective 6 card hand, making sure that we've got another RuneGate for next turn as well as a blue in hand. Um, so I think we'll do that. I think we'll just stash a widespread ruin and say go.
How much do you like your arsenal?
Not that much. I accept your terms. Oh no, that one's rough.
Value.
Such value. Um, start off threatening some go again.
Okay. And hear me out. What if I froze your arsenal again?
I will probably still decline to pay for it. Covered up as expected. And it hurts, but I think I need to so there's definitely that same risk I mentioned from the last game where okay, we take that too. Um,
Okay,
still,
I just want
oh, go ahead.
I just want to deny you easily having this whale live next turn.
I think that makes a
The
ton of
longer
sense.
you have cards that sit in blood debt, the better.
Hmm. I While I have a floating resource here, the temptation to cash in Grimoire of the Haunt is pretty real. And in fact, it's really,
Interesting.
really not that I want to, but I am going to be stuck with two Deathly Whales that I can't play out if I don't give the Read the Runes in my hand go again.
Yeah, that's a huge blood debt clock, though.
Yeah. Not a fan of needing to do this, but I just my turn otherwise is banish Read the Runes from hand for a chant and then hard cast a Deathly Whale.
I see. All right. Well, new strat. Fatigue to death.
Colin, I agree that AB3 is generally going to be or feel like enough, but the just the blood debt over the course of the rest of the game is going to be pretty rough.
That said, isn't Grimoire such a cool card?
It
Like,
is really really sweet.
the fact that it opens this line to you is so interesting.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna have a frostbite, so I need one resource for the frostbite. I will play out the whale and yeah, I don't think it
Was
matters.
you go
So
again on this too?
no, you're right. So I want to block 2.
Guess I should have a pop out chat.
think in this instance, I think I actually just want to play out uh, the yellow whale since it takes 2 cards to stop anyways. We're already at a threshold of 4 chance where um, to stop all of it, we'd be taking the whole hand to do so. All right.
You're ending with 2 chance. You'll get to play the other Deathly next turn. That's pretty good.
Yep. Everything is online. And actually, I don't. In the moment, I actually forgot about um, the whale chance, and I was like, oh well, I'll play this out and hit a threshold. I probably should continue. I should know that I should definitely continue to. No, let me go back. Oh crap.
Where do you need to go to?
I shouldn't play the funeral moon when I don't have to right now.
It's going to be a back turn start thing. How did we do this?
It was read thing breaks.
Paid to.
Felt like last game kind of started okay. I feel like this one has started disastrously bad.
Again, I want to say last game I drew like 3 dead hands in a row.
True, that is true.
To start specifically.
Okay, I think I just need to take this.
Oh, disaster.
For whom is it a disaster?
Me. I have the worst Iyslander hand.
Sounds quad red to me.
I have the second worst Iyslander hand.
Sounds like 3 Insidious chills to me. Or 3 Frost Hexes. 3 of something that does nothing on its own. Sounds
Well,
correct.
you're mostly there. You have not lost life this turn, right? Did you pay?
I did not pay.
Okay. So, if this hits, it doesn't turn on the Phantom Wraith for free. There's a world where I'm getting reveled, though. What's up? I think I'm fine with this on hit. You already have 2 blood debt. Or you have 1. Yeah. Based on the cards I've pitched and blocked, I will let you guess what the last card in my hand isn't.
Ice.
Mm-hmm. Hey, there it is.
So hear me out.
And I can only.
But what if
Huh?
Dark
Okay, I'm
Ritual
listening.
also dealt 4 damage?
So if you have exactly a red in hand, I can blow you out. I don't like taking that chance. All right, so let's have an interesting conversation here. So I have a blue block 3 in hand.
Mm-hmm.
I can obviously stop 3 damage, or I can pitch it to Coronet next turn. Do you think? What do you think is higher EV typically versus Vynnset?
Um,
Like, is her worst card worth 3 damage in the average hand?
I think because I still have the ultimate fallback of Quill Hand,
Mm-hmm.
I think taking a card becomes a little less valuable.
But also, if you go down to exactly AB2 with no AB1, I'm very happy about that.
That's true. I It's close. I don't know that
Okay.
I don't think I
Given
have
my
enough reps to.
arsenal, then I think I'm gonna err on this side of uh, taking cards away from you. Hey, look at that! I'm below you again. Yeah, I kind of don't think you can break Quill Hand this game unless it wins you the game, because going to exactly AB2 is a death sentence.
Yeah, yeah, that makes sense.
Which means you can never efficiently pitch to an Ice Vein for the rest of the game. Ugh.
Remember that conversation we just had?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. uh, Not because I want to.
And I really hope you have 2 blues in hand, or just like blues in hand.
Okay, so this is not ideal, but it's okay. This is a more interesting one on the question of timing for your damage, because sometimes you making me banish my arsenal can be a net positive.
Yeah, I think I don't want to give you the opportunity. Hmm. Thank you, St. Pillow. That is much better. Right. I didn't know that was there. Such an interesting card.
Yeah, I sometimes it feels great, but also it is in fact an entire card to make a rune chant.
It's kind of like pitching a card for a resource and a damage. That's almost worth it.
I think it's one of those where like it greases the wheels just well enough that it's kind of just the cost of doing business.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay, so I think we'll put the delight out there. And let's see, so this would cost 2, that costs 1.
Gosh, our shuffler is being unkind to me.
I am paying a life.
Good to know.
This turn is not the best, not the worst. It's a fine medium turn under a CLF.
A good turn under CLF.
Uh
Uh-huh.
oh, never mind. No,
Hands more bad.
no. It's I forgot about the that I had 3 because I enveloped
Yeah,
and was
no, I
thinking
took
that
the
you.
first one.
Right.
My hand is atrocious.
Oh, like that bad. Oh dear.
Like no blues, and if I don't keep the CLF out, I lose.
Well, you would think that.
Yeah, that was a 1%er right there.
Classic Runeblade hand. And it didn't even have the
Still,
decency to have enough resources to defend itself from Arcane.
still wasn't that bad. Hmm. Very interesting. Very, very interesting.
Can't stop that.
It's okay. The my turn follow up is not good. I'm wasting a card.
Hmm. Okay, so with you doing this, no, CLF is going down. I think I hate doing it, but I think it's trying to play the turn to that end is just the riskiest thing that I could do.
Oh my. I would like you to not be able to RuneGate that this turn.
Oh, Nelly.
Card's so good.
It is very, very good. Uh,
You block 3 and it's so good.
it's just a time walk into Vynnset.
And prison.
It's true.
I need to find room for the third copy.
Uh, sorry, I need to figure out what on earth I am doing on my turn. Uh,
Yeah, without grasp, that should just like be your turn, if I'm not mistaken. Hey, AB2, putting in work.
yeah, so I got rid of the Revel to not play greedy, and then I played towards Annihilation over Phantom Wraith, and that was, and we just saw the result. Okay, so there's no world where I am playing Annihilation this turn.
Show you another
Stop.
CLF.
Stop. I'm dead already. Okay. This is what we refer to in showbiz as a problem.
Problem specifically because of that pesky Runeblood incantation trigger.
Very true. Let's see. So the first thing costs 2, and the next thing costs 1 extra.
Annihilation is live.
Oh, math, why won't you cooperate with me?
Complaining about this line's great.
It is pretty juicy. And it affords us the avenue of, because we've got one more tick on incantation, at the very least, even if we, you know, pitch away our hand or whatever, we can at least Phantom Wraith next turn.
Oh, this is so interesting.
And the fact that I've got the extra resource to threaten Flail here is pretty nice.
Yeah, that is quite brutal, actually.
This is only the second game uh, chase. I lost the first one, and this one is very close, though I do not feel favored. Turns out, Channel Lake Frigid, real good.
I'm gonna be honest. Do you think this game's close?
Said feels closer than the end of the last one.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, getting to use Annihilation there is very, very nice. Well, we take our lumps, which is more lumps than we want to take, to 4.
I just need to discourage you from doing any crazy Runegate 3 next turn. So I think you buy Coordinate there.
I think that makes sense.
Pretty underwhelming CLF, I gotta admit. You are on a 2-turn clock, though.
Right. I am not overly optimistic at my chances from this position. But weirder things have happened. Let's... Oh, nope, that's not how math works. Bummer. Okay, well, the old Grimoire's gonna catch up with us on this one. But let's at least try and have some fun on the way out. Um, yeah, being forced too early in this game to cash in both Quill Hand and Grimoire is deeply problematic.
Interesting to hear about if I care about the on-hit or not.
For just a blue, probably not, outside of just its own damage.
I think I do in case you have envelop in hand.
Oh, that's true. That would be
Oh,
really, really good.
something's gone wrong. I can't hear Kevin.
You can't hear me? Uh,
Yeah. I can hear you again. I was
oh,
deafened for some reason.
oh, okay. Um, so, yes, I am
You just dead to
muy
blood that.
dead. Yeah. Again, it feels like, I don't know, early clunk that costs late. Um, you know, let's see what it's turn 10. So Grimoire probably
He banished at
did,
turn 3, so it did 7 to you.
yeah. And that's, well, my turn over turn value was better this time around.
Same.
Um, okay. Want to do one more?
Can do one more.
Cool. I keep winning the roll, even on a not quick rematch. Just for the sake of doing something different, I'm going to go second. And, oh, yes. I had been meaning to the change the widespread destructions out. I think those are going to be much better served as bounding demigons in this matchup.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And then I think I'm also just going to bring in the Oblivion for another blue. I think Funeral Moon's probably still fine. I guess the only other potential change is I could bring in Phantom Banshees, but I don't think that that is better than all the two costs, especially in this matchup. So we'll ship it. It is a little funny that you streamed last week, and we were like, let's see Prism, and then Vynnset was rolling, and then this time it's like, let's see Vynnset, and Icelander's rolling.
You see the swapper thumbnails.
Yeah.
uh, I'm trying to target myself with this. Hold on, please hold.
I was like, oh, I
Manual
guess I'm
targeting
gonna.
was turned off for some reason. All right, you don't have to worry about Scour this game.
Oh.
Card's so good though.
Are you sure you don't want to let me change cards out of my hand? Are you
I'm pretty
sure
sure.
you're sure?
I'm pretty sure. If you can hit that this turn, I'll be very impressed. Oh. Huh.
Yeah.
How about that?
Yeah, it was a interesting interesting opener to say the least. Oh man, the fact that I can't stash Oblivion in Banish is very sad.
I'll take that. I'm up a point on that turn cycle. I had to give up an Ice Vein for it, but
Vynnset, why are you doing this to me this game?
All the blues now, no blues later.
That is a concern for sure.
So this is no go again, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, Garner, after I finish up this set with Mizzo, I'm going to take a little break, but then I'll definitely be up for some more games if you want to play some Lexi.
Am I just supposed to pseudo fatigue you? Like, I can just block all your damage this turn cycle and take another card from you. Huh. If I go offensive, you're gonna have a chant at the start of next turn. I don't really want you to have that.
Yeah, it's an interesting
And I'm
conundrum.
getting value from Constellus anyways.
Yeah, I have a. So my hand, I have blue Deathly Whale and a blue Envelop, and I was like, oh well, you
Mm.
know, saving it for some AB and having an Envelop in Arsenal seems very valuable, but basically denied myself I guess the payoff of the whale, but I don't know. It's a we'll see if I can make it into something.
Very strange start to the game so far, for sure.
I agree.
Ooh, big whale. Okay.
And I did
You
pay.
paid Vynnset. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
How does that change things for me? How much? How big is this? 9?
Plus
Yeah.
4, yeah, 9.
Okay, I know what I'm doing. I feel like I'm getting widespread next turn.
I would certainly like for that to be the case.
So what's your alternative AB setup here? Crown of Dichotomy, Vexing, Grimoire, AB3, and then Tunic in place of Carapace?
Uh, Sorry, say that one more time.
If you weren't playing Carapace, what would your Arcane Barrier setup look like? What do you have to do to play Tunic?
Uh, Probably Crown of Dichotomy. for AB3.
And AB3. Okay.
Yeah.
I wonder if that is better. It's not versus Kano, but specifically for this matchup. It's okay though. Iyslander isn't real.
That's what they keep telling me.
Neptune.
Games into Iyslander are certainly always interesting at the very least.
Mm-hmm. Very technical. And you have not lost life, correct?
Correct.
I would like to resolve that chain before I moon then. You know what card is great when you have an incantation on the board?
That one.
Yeah, this one.
Let's see. This is doubly brutal. Um,
So what, you've taken 4 from this annihilation so far?
yeah. So let's see. If I, God, if I eat all of this, I'll be at 2 chance, but I'm gonna be taxed before I even get to do anything. Hmm.
Oof. So you have 1 rune chant, no rune gate-able cards. More than likely your arsenal passing, or pitching to Arcane Barrier if this is a bad blue. Hmm. Yeah, this is all around just fine.
Yeah, seems pretty free of downside.
Yeah, I was trying to figure out a way to spend my whole hand and leave it there. I'm not sure I have a good way though. going for the arsenal. Okay. Makes this cold snap even better.
Oh no.
Because I can also cold snap you in response to the incantation trigger. Interesting.
Okay, now we have to do the math. So, CLF is +1 to everything, plus rune chant, and potentially this one. So, if I want to... 1, 2... Dang. Very, very close to this being really awesome through this, but the cold snap OP. You can freeze me.
Yay. Alright, well, you're there. Annihilation's up. Hmm?
Oh, wait, never mind. I missed a... missed an extra tax. I was like, oh yeah, and then flail. But nope, not and then flail.
Do you need to undo the freeze then? No. Okay. Feel pretty compelled to block this out, I will say. There's an issue with that, though.
Ah,
Don't have 2/3 blocks in hand.
I am not sad.
My highest EV play this turn then. Face tanking 6, losing a card from hand, and keeping Channel Lake out. Probably. Yeah, that's probably it. No, wait, I'm foolish. There's a better card for me to banish there. I was like, oh, I can play the chill. But I also can just pitch 2 Ice Cards to Ice Eternal, and it's way better. Especially considering all 3 red Ice Veins are in the yard already.
Big oof. Huh. Well, guess there's not really a choice here. Let's go catch it. Deathly Delight. Oh, jeez.
Does no go again?
No, I
It's
forgot. Well, it doesn't really change what I'm doing, but I forgot about CLF in addition to the frostbites.
oh yes, that was the whole point.
Yeah.
And to
Uh,
unwind, go ahead.
yeah.
Yeah.
5 for that. And then 1. Seems a little better.
Why just one?
Yeah, I mean, 1 to pay for channel.
Oh, I thought you meant one as in like swinging flail, and I thought that was it seemed unoptimal.
Let me just play this out and then jab you with my flail of agony.
Interesting, interesting, interesting. You're down to AB3, right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I have one of those rare hands that can keep channel around for another turn
Oh my gosh.
and strip a card.
No.
I have to be
Stop.
very damage suboptimal to do it, and forego an arsenal again. Yet I somehow think it's worth it.
Alright, well, I don't hate the taking of the damages. I do hate that.
This is why we play red ice cards, kids. They're so good.
Uh, what am I doing on my next turn? So, no arsenal here is hugely important to how I can
That's
play
true.
this out. But everything's going to be +1 still from CLF. I'll start the turn with 2 chance, which is nice because that means that Deathly Delight is already online. And yeah, I think we're taking this. Widespread Ruin.
Gross. Alright, so this is a huge on hit.
Yeah, definitely must block for it. And this might be me playing a little too scared of potentially hitting another Blood Deck card off of Widespread Ruin, but I
It's an
suspect it's getting blocked out
understandable.
regardless, and we're not doing anything else fancy in the face of CLF here. So there's some blocks. All right. No reactions. And we will flail. Coronet Peak.
I used to say Aetherized Fin was my favorite card in the game. It I might be wrong. It might be Coronet.
It is certainly strong.
Two widespreads and banished.
It's getting real widespread over there. Oh, come on. Uh, that's
We're on turn
disgusting.
10. The odds that I've seen all three are reasonably high at this point.
I know. Just needed a turn that was not under CLF. Oh, this is brutal. Oh, man. I think something that, well, I don't think is overly surprising to either of us, but I think the fact that when your disruption lands well, that suddenly I'm just also taking damage from it. It's
Hmm.
like I brought my own frostbites for you to abuse.
Yeah, it's like you start with half a hex or something. Just don't really care about this on hit at all.
Coronet Peak has also felt very, very painful too.
Mhm. As it is intended to be. I've got good news for you is that Channel Air's going away next turn. But I needed to stop you from double widespreading this turn. So I feel like it was still worth.
If you are planning to boot me, I think you want to do it before that closes to make me
Correct.
banish again.
True, 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 true. Yeah, it's a weird thing because in paper you just say resolution step, but
Mm-hmm.
it's very easy to click through it on Talishar on accident.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, yeah, free blood debt.
Oh no, free blood debt. Okay.
This is unfused. It's just arcane head jab. And you know what we say about head jab?
It sure is a card. Okay. If I banish that, taking it. Danger zone, but we're embracing it.
Got one chance. I think the EV is just higher if I do this now rather than wait.
Color me concerned. Okay, could be worse.
Oh yeah, it could be worse. It is fused though. Solid 2 resource taps. 3 resource taps. Don't like that.
Ooh, this is interesting. Well, do I want to pay? No, I don't. I definitely don't want to pay. Actually, there's
No, you
currently
don't.
no upside to paying for that. And let's lead off here. Uh,
What's that?
Chase Crown of Providence has yet to do anything across 3 games. And Creepers is definitely, it's gonna matter like once per game. It's the threat of activation, and then uh, once per game, it's gonna be responsible for a very important play. Um, but up to this point, no, I've not used either of them in any of these matchups or any of these games rather. I also got to get my office together for streaming going forward. I haven't hung all my banners yet. I got my Visceri print hanging out back there. Still needs to be hung. Gonna turn it into a demonastery dojo.
I feel like I'm being reveled this turn.
I have had a card in my arsenal for about 6 or 7 turns now.
Yeah, the issue is I can't brain freeze your arsenal. It's a real problem.
Yeah, you can only regular freeze my arsenal sometimes. I agree. It just came to me in the moment, Demonastery Dojo, but I agree. It's a pretty great name. That might just be my new stream greeting. Welcome to the Demonastery Dojo.
Yeah, I lost this one.
Yeah, I think I managed to steal it. I think it's uh like this Revel's just been sitting here forever, and the one time in 3 games that I'm gonna manage to double Rune Gate is uh coincidentally looks like the game that I'm gonna take.
I guess I'm supposed to. No, that doesn't fix anything. Yeah, I think I just messed up not prioritizing. No, I had a card in arsenal. It didn't attach to enough. Yeah, I think we just didn't get there this game.
Yeah, I think the Well, even if it was a red instead of a blue ice vein, uh,
Oh
like
no,
I,
if it was red instead of blue, you'd be dead.
how so?
Uh, because I have Emeritus and Moon.
Right, but I still have AB3.
I yeah, I guess you have a spare card in hand. Interesting.
And then in classic Rune Bladey fashion, Revel for the win.
Go out with one more paper cut. Oh, yes. Wow. Yeah.
Yeah, that I finally, as the first hand all game that I like was was robust to the disruption and able to have one of these explosive turns.
GG.
GG. 7 average value that game. All right. Well, I think if nothing else, those games feel like they will inform the, I guess the style of game you need to play to as Vynnset, right? Like it was literally try and find a space to get this revel off, and if I get this revel off, like that's a serious push turn,
Mm-hmm.
and um, yeah, I don't know. Sometimes you have to wait for a spot, and it was just big enough of a spot to steal that one. Uh,
All right. Well, I'm gonna have to call it there. Thank you for the games.
no problem. Thank you so much for hopping on. I appreciate
Mhm.
you being my opponent. And yeah, with that, I think I'm gonna go ahead and take a little break as well, and I'll be back in a little bit, probably with another set of Vynnset, this time into Lexi. So stay tuned. I'll be right back. And we are back. Gonna do another set of games here. This time around, it's going to be uh, into my friend and testing teammate, Matt Garner, on some Lexi Livewire. Um, and yeah, so basically, this time around, we're going to get to play the game plan that I was originally hoping to get to do, or planning with this iteration of the deck. Um, Going to get to run Nebula Blade. I don't think there's going to be a tremendous amount of blocking, particularly around breakpoints. So this coming in for 4 and threatening to give me a rune chant for the next go around seems incredible. I think this match is going to go quickly in general. Uh, so I think Husk feels like a pretty sound choice to bring here, and the rest of it's all just our best defensive armor suite. I am taking out the Read the Runes because it's a really fast matchup and giving us some more action that we can play for free out of Banish in Bounding Demagon. So hopefully that does the trick. Ray was right. I really do need to get a ring light. It's a little shadowy on my face, which, like from a demonastery motif, kind of perfect, but not the most ideal. Very much expect widespread destruction to be just phenomenal in this matchup. Um, you know, Command and Conquer is obviously good. This is a Command and Conquer, not exactly Command and Conquer. It doesn't threaten both arsenal slots, but it will or doesn't require actual hitting in order to get the value. So a lot of really cool potential with that one. Annihilation, arguably the best Rune Gate card of all the ones they printed. It has the best effect in that it threatens cards from opponents' hands and doesn't even have to hit to do so. The 4 cost is obviously a massive drawback, but for a blue block 3, this card is just absolutely incredible. Um, gonna reach out because I'm not sure why we haven't started yet. Oh, there we go. Speak of the devil. Well, this is not a stellar opening hand, but I guess we'll take it. Um, we'll get to go ahead and stash a Deathly Whale for next turn. And realistically, I think we're just lobbing out the worst Deathly Whale here. Or, I suppose it's fine to... Okay, and notably, without bracers, we're in Null-Rune Glove territory now. It's a massive, massive downgrade, even though it kind of seems a little subtle at first. But we're going to basically just threaten, take some cards from hand. This should get 3 cards and prevent the turn 0 load. Either that or we'll get some rune chants and get that train going. Fair enough. So we prevent their Turn 0 reload. We get to start the game with 2 cards in arsenal for the paltry cost of 1 life. Okay, Winter's Bite, Endless Arrow. Do love to see Incantation. It's a little clunky, but this go around we'll be able to yeah, I think we don't want to give the card advantage of Endless returning, and this Deathly Whale, given our hand, can be a much, much better card. So we're very much subscribing to the can't take it with you philosophy, and going to see if we can upgrade our hand into something epic. And, alright, touche. Rain Razors comes in, 2 over the top. Sleep Dart for 8. The funniest part is, I'm not sure if I care. If I could not have to banish at the start of my turn, a lot of the time that's just going to be a net positive. So I think we will block here, lose the ability, and then on my turn we'll just go Incantation into Delight, pitching Annihilation, Arsenal Envelop for the next hand. Alright, so no banish because we are sleep darted. We'll get our rune chant production underway. And actually, I probably should have I should have blocked for another 3 with this. Not used to running Nebula Blade that doesn't need attack and non-attack, so I could have done a very similar turn while blocking 3 more. So this was a slightly suboptimal turn cycle here. Apologies for my scrubitude, but that's why we're playing the games. Got to figure it out to not mess up later. Alright, Infecting Shot for 5. Everything's face up at this point. We're going to have 2 rune chants to start, plus a 3rd in Envelop, with Deathly Whale already out there. So we want this blue. I think we're going to try and keep this whole hand. We're going to expend nearly every card on the next go around. And it's almost certainly, no, it's got to just be way too early to husk. That said, we are, taking a lot of damage and haven't pushed much of anything yet. 5. Okay. And I think we just let this go too. I think this next turn is going to be pretty meaty and have well, so we're going to get rune chant value from Deathly Wail, and then we're going to use that rune chant value to hopefully let us rune gate in a second gate on the turn in Widespread Destruction. Okay, so let's put Destruction out to pasture. Get another rune chant. We're going to go Envelop. We're going to pay a life so that we're guaranteed a rune chant to connect. Lead the charge. It's going to give us the extra action point we need. And we can go Deathly Wail coming in for 9. Go again. I hope that he sees that I paid the life. Okay, cool. Yeah, and the full advantage of Deathly Wail in this instance is that we paid the life on our Envelop in Darkness. So we've lost life. It forces through a rune chant, which means Lexi loses life. So when we close the chain on Deathly Wail, we're going to get 2 rune chants. And then this Funeral Moon, which can now be played as an instant since people have lost life this turn, is going to give us a 3rd rune chant, which is going to unlock Widespread Destruction as the follow-up. So 9 into another 9 that threatens that is, well, it's going to banish this card. There's no way around that. And then hopefully this turn is enough. We're almost certainly going to be cashing Husk in on this next go around, given our life total is creeping closer to the magic 13 or less. Okay. Now I need to, let's hope that Talishar can do this correctly. I need to let, oh actually, no, I think this is an even more efficient use of resources. So now that I have no rune chance, Grasp of the Arknight costs 2. It's also going to close the chain, which makes things, oh wait, never mind, no. This is not how this is supposed to work. Yeah, that shouldn't cost that. So because of the way the combat chain works, before I can actually activate Grasp, it's not like activating Grasp closes the chain. Uh, the combat chain needs to be closed out before I can activate Grasp. So when I pass, it gives me the rune chance. Oh no, this is okay. This is frustrating. Talishar is not executing this correctly. Oh man. Okay. I I guess the move is... Sorry. Nope, can't do it. So we're going to go start a turn, which is very irritating. Banish that. Okay, so banish widespread destruction. Get our rune chant. We're gonna do the same play we did originally. We're gonna lead the charge. We're gonna envelop. We're gonna pay life. And with that, Deathly Wail becomes eligible to be played. Um, yeah, so this is a interesting little Talishar bug that I'm going to have to report because basically, unless it's very possible that there is just a command that I am not um, familiar enough with, but I don't know how to close the combat chain without just passing priority on the turn. Um, so rune chants are good. Seven's coming in, block 3, taking 4. Going to grasp to close the chain. This is just because Talishar is not cooperating correctly. What I'm really doing this for is to play Funeral Moon as an instant with the combat chain closed, which that is what should put us to 3 rune chants instead of the grasp. And then this widespread destruction should just be coming in for its own power plus 3 rune chants, but we're just going to manually update Garner's life. Um, Manual mode +1 life. That effectively negates that rune chant. Manual mode off. And yeah, just like that. We've leveled out the life total a bit, and then widespread destruction eats the endless arrow. Can't pay for the blood rot, unfortunately, but oh, okay. Winter's Bite. Getting flashbacks to my game against Rhea previously. Okay, so we're in an okay spot here. We're gonna have 2 rune chants, and we can potentially just hard cast a Deathly Wail, which I think is okay. Banish a Bounding Demagon. Well, uh, well, who am I kidding? We're losing a card either way. So I think let's just pay 2. Interesting. I Okay. Well, pitching my blue instead of just losing a card. I was not considering the possible codex implications, uh, and none of these cards are good for me to put back right now, which is a little rough. Um, but we can still. Nope, never mind. We're gonna have to discard too. Uh, yeah, this was this was a foolish payment on my part. Definitely should have kept the resources available. But I guess let's grab the most impactful one. And this is really painful. I think we lose a whale, unfortunately, for me. And I think this is a... I need to bite the bullet a little bit here. That was the wrong pitch to do, but I don't want to take it back because knowing about the codex kind of changes how I'm thinking. No resources here, so we just take our rune chance from the incantation, send it back, and hopefully are primed to cash in this husk and have a really good crackback. Ah, well, yep, definitely cashing in the husk on a 3 of a kind turn. This is horrifying. But we've had... Okay, yeah, so there's been one Voltaire activation, so there's one more activation after this. This doesn't have an on hit effectively, while Frostlock is in Arsenal. So my turn, we're gonna banish this Deathly Whale. We'll go up to 3 chance, and then we can Deathly Whale, Shadow Puppetry Deathly Whale into Widespread Destruction. And that's probably going to be pretty good. I'm assuming just the likelihood that there's a scarier arrow to follow this feels pretty high. Particularly thinking of either Remorseless or just an Infecting Shot. Plus 14 isn't 13, so... Well, there's that. Welcome to Husktown. Okay, yeah. Just had to refresh. Here we rock out with the husk. And then Frostlock is just for 3. Yeah, it's not fused. So we're just in the relative clear on that one. Alright, Whale into Banish. Shadow Puppetry, and we need to pay, unfortunately, because we need to make sure... Make sure that we get 2 chance off of this, so that our follow-up can be Envelop in Darkness for a 3rd chant. Oh, you know what? I'm an absolute maniac, and this doesn't work at all. Turns out cards don't have Rune Gate when they are in your arsenal. Swing and a miss. Yeah, new cards. Sometimes they are challenging. I wonder So if I'm not a doofus, I could have banished something else. And gone shadow puppetry into widespread destruction. And then arsenaled something good. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna call a mulligan here and apologize to Garner. I need the blue to play the destruction. We're not rune gating, so I think uh, envelop can reasonably be the casualty because we're gonna go shadow puppetry into widespread destruction with go again, and but we're not gonna have anything to threaten on the go again. Is the really unfortunate part. So in that case, maybe we don't even keep the go again. If we get rid of shadow puppetry, we can instead play envelop, pitching incantation, and run into destruction for 3 and 9. Eating the arsenal will be good, but still, I'm not in love with where we're at with either of these plays that we're having to make. There's no follow-up. Okay, we're going to get rid of the puppetry. We're going to get our chance. Full count on rune chance. And we're going to do this way. Oh my gosh. I even said it out loud before, and I still screwed it up. Without anything to rune gate, that doesn't do anything, and we're better off playing the incantation first instead. Fortunately, Garner is a wonderfully understanding individual. Um, and we're going to banish the envelope. Final answer. And I think for the sake of threatening the breakpoint, we are just gonna go back to this point, and then we can arsenal the incantation for a later turn. Fun fact, Envelop in Darkness definitely only applies to attacks that are rune-gated, not just rune-gate attacks. Oh, game, you're taunting me. I would love to banish Widespread Ruin, except I cannot play it. So we're going to decline that, and that'll just be our banish from hand for next go around. And nope, that's not it either. Here we're just passing. 8 of Falcon Wing. That's not bad. Not in the position I would love to be in at this stage. Biggest issue is this hand is all yellow, and that's not great. Getting very punished for well, this hand being blueless is pretty huge. I think we're going to get the rest of our grasp block here. We've got Husk that we're racing against the clock on. If I can banish one, no, that's not great either. I think we're in a spot of trouble, as they say. Yeah, the resources in this hand line up laughably bad. So we might pay a bit of a defensive tax here. Oh, come on. Both times I've tried to block for 4 in this game, we get Rain Razors. But that's 2 down. What do we got? Sleep Dart. We'll give it up and try again. Actually, nope, we won't. Hit me again. This is a small window. We actually want the Sleep Dart effect. So I'm going to make him shoot us again. We're going to block for 6. We're going to go to sleep, and we're going to play out our Runeblade incantation for the next turn. Gosh, not having a blue in that hand is incredibly punishing. Because just not attacking with Nebula Blade there is could be the difference in a game. Winter's Bite again. Getting forced to block here is also real bad news. I think we need to keep the better defensive cards. This Revel would have been very good several turns ago. The dichotomy of Runeblade. There's a very real chance we aren't going to get to keep any of these cards anyways. So, well, that is a way that we can keep a card. We will full block this out. Retreat to safety at the start of our turn. Make the only play available to us. Coming in for 8. I think we just got a little too behind too early. The turn 1 Rain Razors to make the Endless Arrow connect. Stung. At the very least, though, this incantation will keep us doing Blood Debt things. 3 of a kind. Okay. We're going to have 2 chance on our turn. So Deathly Delight is going to be what's happening. We'll ditch Funeral Moon. Leading off on a blue arrow is not 5 here, which will give 5. It is worth noting that even though it looked really bad at the time, this incantation, taking the turn to get the incantation in play, is the only reason we're having any amount of crackback on these 3-card block turns. But notably, we are on a clock with our husk. Okay, so we're hitting for 2. We're going to pass. We go up to 4, which is good, but then back down. At least negate the 1. All right, final 3 of a kind. Okay, so 5 with go again. Ugh. Um, I think we are not going to have a turn. Our only 3 block is also our only playable attack. We've got no blues, so Nebula Blade is off the table. Not good. And we're dead. I think just took the early... We took too much early for not good enough turns. I think the turn where I missequenced and as well as the turn that I took the turn that I pitched a blue instead of keeping the blue to make sure that I had a turn no matter what. I think that was hugely punishing. But Garner is not an opponent who's ever going to leave much room for mistakes. So that's why we keep playing the games. All right. Let's oh, no. Sounds like that's the only one that Garner's going to have time for today. So I think I don't know. It felt educational. I never attacked with Nebula Blade once in this game. I think there was the early turn that I could have blocked for 3 more instead of swinging with a Deathly Delight. And looking at where the game ended, that's a game deciding decision or miss on my part. So need to read my cards a little better, but Vynnset can do some powerful things. 1 and 3 on the day, not exactly where we want to end, but I think the deck is there's a lot of potential. There is let me pull up the list here. I think there are still a few changes that certainly need to be made. I think like Funeral Moon is very unassuming but very potent when it's good. No one's playing blue Read the Runes, and it especially feels weird to consider playing a blue Read the Runes that's red. But block 3 isn't nothing. The ability to get an extra chant, blue Maverian Skies looks very non-threatening from a non-hit standpoint, but Funeral Moon can turn that into a second Rune Gate card for you on a turn, which is pretty huge. The 2 costs versus the 3 costs, the difference continues to be very stark. if you're not able to get the big rune chant stash early on to start a train of deathly whales, it definitely feels a lot harder. Like I don't think in any of the games today, uh, Iyslander being obviously disruptive certainly over made things complicated as well. But I never really got the ball rolling on just back to back to back rune gate turns. And I think that's something that I definitely need to look into shoring up, whether it's blue Oath of the Arknight or other things to fix the rune chant numbers on the specific turn. That could be important. Read the runes also, it clearly has an important role in the greater scope of these lists, but kind of feels clunky. It doesn't play into what I want to be doing most turns. It certainly helps you build into big explosive turns, but I don't know, uh, and especially into Lexi, it's not the kind of turn you want to be taking most of the time. Um, Runeblade Incantation feels like a necessary evil. I don't love it. I think it fits a lot better if we're on a Nebula Blade list compared to Flail. It seems a lot less meek of a turn to still prevent 4, maybe 5 with an extra rune chant when you get an incantation into play. So I think these are definitely locked in here to stay. Um, the 3 cost on these rune gate cards is just really rough at times. I'm not sure what's so different about my list today that made it feel like it was a little tougher to pull off, but it definitely didn't feel quite as smooth as when I was on Mezzo's stream last week trying this out for the first time, which is a little alarming because you certainly want your deck to be feeling more smooth and not less smooth. Um, I'm not 100% sure if I'm going to play Vynnset at Battleheart in Cincinnati this weekend. It's still very possible that I uh, bust out old reliable and play Viserai just from a you know comfort level with the game plans. Not to mention he did also get some new toys. I think Vynnset has some very interesting potential, but there's certainly I haven't cracked it yet. I certainly haven't cracked the code to this deck at this point. Um, Hopefully, I'm able to pull that off before long, but definitely still have a long way to go before I think it's really ready to be a competitive powerhouse. But thanks so much, everyone who tuned in for this inaugural stream in the Demonastery Dojo. I will definitely get my setup a little more streamlined going forward. Clearly, the lighting is not ideal, and we'll make sure to be streaming, looking to be like Tuesdays pretty consistently. So stay tuned for that. We'll keep posting the videos of these streams afterwards. If you're interested in box breaks or anything like that, I'm not going to be a box break channel on average, but with Dusk Till Dawn dropping this Friday, I am planning to do a stream where I open all of my cases. Maybe we'll get lucky and get to open one of the serialized chain cards. That would be the bee's knees. But for now, thanks for hanging out. I'll talk to you soon. Hope you enjoyed the video. Peace.